Titanfall Online was a canceled video game that was in development for the Korean market. Basically, what it boiled down to was a lot of games such as Call of Duty were developing games specifically for that part of the world, and Titanfall sort of wanted in on some of the market share. However, it was not meant to be because the project was swiftly canceled on July 9th of 2018, mostly due to the overall poor reception of the project. Titanfall Online was going to be this free-to-play port of the original Titanfall game with some new maps, some new weapons, and a new Titan class. What I'm going to be showing you all today is a community project led by members of the Remnant fleet to revive the game, make it playable, and basically make it as a replacement for Titanfall 1 on PC, which as many of you know has been largely unplayable for like the last, 2 years. This project is similar to the Northstar client for Titanfall 2, but is different in several key ways. I'm going to go over the weapons, the Titans, the maps, the custom game modes, and just some general bits and pieces of the project. I'll finish this video up by giving my own personal thoughts and expectations on the project as well. So if you all care at all for my opinion, which I mean most of you probably don't, it'll be towards the end of this video. Before I get into this, I want to mention two super important things. First is that anything I show you all is subject to change. This isn't a final build, and this isn't a full representation of what's going to be in the game on release. Basically, anything is subject to change at any point. Second is that the game has no set release date. The developers pretty much told me that they work on it when they can and they want to get it out in a timely manner, but there's no set date and there likely will never be a set date. Now with all that said, let's get into it. The Titanfall Online Revival project is an entire game in and of itself. That means that the developers basically took the leftovers of Titanfall Online and then some bits and pieces of Titanfall 1 to mix and match and build this game. The project is definitely a labor of love and you can sort of get a sense of that from the very start. It is really cool to have gotten to see this project in a working form, and the passion of the developers explaining all this to me is something that made me very excited for this project. I could tell that they're all very pleased with their progress and sort of just excited about this project as a whole. First, let's kind of go over the UI. The UI is really nothing like I've ever seen in a Titanfall game. It is very streamlined and it's likely what we would have seen if Titanfall Online had seen the light of day. Now, whenever you jump into the main menu, you'll hit the play button and then you've got options for PvP and co-op. PvP being, your attrition, all that sort of thing, and then co-op being your frontier defense. Now, this is going to have a server browser with tons of custom servers that people can host, so just like the Northstar client is going to have as well. Now, along with TO having a newly redesigned UI, there's also some new weapons and a new Titan. First, let me go over some of the weapons I was shown. The first of those being the Valkyrie Sniper Rifle. The sniper basically seems like a baby Kraber in a lot of ways. It has slightly less damage and has a form of bullet drop. So the further you are away from a target, you'll sort of have to account for that while you're aiming. I was also shown a double barrel shotgun, but it was mentioned by the developer that they weren't sure if it was going to ship on release. It sort of looked like the super shotgun from Doom 2016 in its design and was only really good in super close quarters, like super close. Now, the other weapon offerings in this game are things that we've seen before, classics such as the R101, the Spitfire, the Car, the Kraber, G2, so on and so forth. Next, I want to go over the new Titan, which is dubbed the Destroyer class Titan. This Titan was going to be exclusive to Titanfall Online. It was entirely new to the games. One thing that was mentioned was that this game doesn't really have a similar Titan customization that the original Titanfall game had. Each chassis has sort of a set kit with set options that you can choose from, so there isn't as much customization or flexibility, which is something I'm honestly okay with. Now, back to the Destroyer. The Destroyer Titan has a laser shot, much like the Ion in Titanfall 2. They're also equipped with a multi-target missile system and a damage core. This Titan is labeled as a heavy, so it has a good chunk of health as well. It seems like a really strong variant, and it's probably something I'll use a lot when the game comes out. Now I want to talk about maps. I was shown Airbase, Boneyard, and Fracture in my little sneak peek of the game. All three of these maps worked, and the developer had created their own nav meshes for both Airbase and Boneyard, so those maps had working AI that could travel across the map. Fracture was a work in progress that had some texture issues and some mapping, but overall the map looked really great. In this video, you'll also see some footage of Angel City, which looks just like the Titanfall 2 version, and it looks amazing as well. There are also 3 maps that were being developed exclusively for Titanfall Online, and that was Dawn, Nest, and Box. I didn't see anything about these maps, and they weren't specifically mentioned, so I'm not sure if they're going to make an appearance in the final game. I'm sure that some of them probably weren't even finished during Titanfall Online's original development due to the somewhat sudden cancellation of it. Last thing is some custom game modes. I was shown a few things by Taskinaz, who, if you all don't know who that is, he is a great community modder who helped out Bob the Bob on the Northstar client. He showed me that there's the ability to add custom modes to Titanfall Online, including Deadly Ground and the ability to change air acceleration. It'd be really cool to see some custom game modes in this, just like we've gotten to the Northstar client. Overall, I think this project has a lot of promise. One of the things I noticed right away while I was being shown some of the features behind the game is that the developers really care about what they're doing, just kind of like what I said before. They seem to be very excited about Titanfall and just getting the chance to bring it back so that people can enjoy it again. This project does have a long way to go, and it does need a ton of work, and with no set release date, I'm not really sure how quickly it'll be on our computers to play, so we might be waiting for, I don't know, like maybe a year or so. It really is exciting to see Titanfall 1 in a playable format with grunts and AI Titans, and even the map scripting works as well. I always really liked Titanfall 1's look and aesthetic, it felt more grounded to me. And although I never personally played the game for longer than maybe 100 hours in total, I believe that this will rope me into playing it a ton when it releases. One of my main concerns about this project, and I'll sort of compare this to the North Star client for Titanfall 2, is the legalities of it. Now, this isn't a legal conclusion or anything like that, but what concerns me is that unlike North Star, it doesn't seem like you have to purchase anything when this game releases in order to play it. It seems like you just sort of download and go. At least with North Star, you're forced to buy Titanfall 2 in its vanilla format to play the North Star client, so Respawn, still gets their cut. So that's an issue I see maybe being a problem for this project in the future, although I'm not sure if Respawn will really think it's worth the effort to go after the project because that would just draw more attention to the fact that Respawn hasn't done a single thing to make Titanfall 1 playable. I am very excited about this project, and I'll be playing this one for sure when it comes out. I'll definitely be showing off some more footage and some more in-depth looks into the game as I'm able to get a hold of more information and footage from the dev team. Thank you again to the developers for allowing me an inside look into your project. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy the content and want more of it, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I've got an awesome community over on Discord as well, and we would love for you to join us. There's also a merch link in the description, so if you want a hoodie or anything like that. All right, everyone. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next one.